So while we were away from JK, crazy shit started happening in Russia.
Oh yeah.
You were texting us about it.
Yeah, dude.
Wagner group.
The Wagner group.
So like it's Friday, like 2 weeks ago, basically. And all of a sudden, it starts exploding all over Twitter that Russia is going through a coup, like a military-style coup.
Which is nuts.
So crazy.
Which means that Putin, the idea is that Putin was going to be replaced by this group called the Wagner Group, or the Wagner, is what I heard everyone say.
Wagner.
But they are like a mercenary group of like 25,000 soldiers
So
that
crazy.
Putin hired to help beat Ukraine. And then they were turning on Putin and marching all the way towards Moscow.
Because they said that the Russian military bombed their bases, betrayed them, killed some of their soldiers, and on top of that, they said that the Russian military was very incompetent, and then they got their soldiers killed for following their orders. So that's why they said, time for revenge, bitch ass.
They think, and there's also part of that too, is, there's some who believe that Russian military leadership is being too pussy about Ukraine. They want them to just go in and fucking level the place and just win the war.
Damn.
Yeah. So they took over like a southern base that was like the control center for the Ukraine war, and then they took over that, and then they were marching on their way to Moscow, and then somehow it stopped.
Just completely
And they were
stopped.
taking over these regions with no fighting.
No fighting.
Yep. No fighting, but then
There was a couple helicopters that got downed. I think it was, a couple helicopters got
On
downed
whose side?
on Russia's side.
I've seen some of those videos. It looks fucking scary as fuck. To see something flying and then just drop straight
They
down.
downed the helicopters with no fatalities?
No, there were fatalities on the Russian side. They were. I'm talking about the air. The in the air there were fatalities.
Yeah. But there was no resistance marching through.
Yeah.
Like
They were just driving.
And there's even some Russian military that flipped on the Wagner side too. And then and all of a sudden on the way to Moscow, like 15 miles away, they stopped, and then they broke a deal with the Belarus.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the president of Belarus basically said, "Hey, we'll give you safe harbor over here. You guys can chill over here." And then Putin said, "Hey, the guy Prigozhin, who's in charge of their forces, he's allowed to flee to Belarus." And Putin says it's all good. But what does that mean? I mean,
And then well, the Belarus dude was like, "We'll give you a base that you can, bring whoever wants to follow."
So 25,000 mercenaries are going to go to Belarus?
Not everyone,
Not all,
but then
all.
the Putin also gave them like amnesty, or just basically was like, if you want to join the Russian military, like we'll welcome you. And then the base that he allowed Wagner to move to is like super close to Kyiv.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So people are saying, was this a move by Putin to flush out people who weren't loyalists, perhaps? Test his own forces, see who's going to be a down-ass bitch and who's not?
Oh shit.
Who flipped, right?
And that is very, where the convincing part is of that? Because I just thought that was like, oh, what a funny like theory, right? But then the backing behind it is Prigozhin, the leader of the Wagner group. Putin made him. They're like decades old friends.
Interesting.
Same with the Belarusian president. And they've been homies for years, for many, many years. So it's like, why all of a sudden now?
False flagging it for some other reason?
That was maybe the reason, right? We don't know. But the maybe reason is a loyalty test of your own forces.
Do you think that's what is most likely, in your opinion?
Dude, I don't fucking know, honestly. Because I don't understand Russian politics at all.
Seems like a really expensive loyalty test.
Yeah.
Exactly. And why would Putin want to make himself look like shit to the world community? Like now China...
That's not a Putin move.
No, now China's going to see him as weaker because, like, hey, dude, you just got almost waffle stomped, and then all of a sudden they just decided to turn back to go to Belarus.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard of that, I was like, oh, okay, so the BRICS thing is not going to happen anymore.
Right.
Because it's like Russia makes up a big part of it. So if like the fucking thread starts pulling out, then what other countries? And I'm like, oh shit, Russia's got their shit together. Well, it needs China, fucking us, and like India, whatever, to all make this work. But if this guy's not, then I don't want to, and then he just goes back,
Interesting.
So I'm like, there's gonna be huge repercussions from this thing.
Like, you think the Iranians view Putin as stronger now? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a...
That is crazy that a mercenary group, which is like private, can be almost as strong as an actual country.
Well, but the idea is that maybe Russian forces are so exhausted by the war.
Yeah.
That and a lot of moms in Russia, right, who have dead children. Maybe there's a lot of sentiment in Russia that's anti-war now, and so those guys were able to walk into territories. I saw videos of Russian citizens giving the Wagner Group guys like bottled water and food.
Wow.
So
That's like if our Blackwater was able to like actually move on our military. That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. How many members are there for Blackwater?
I don't know.
I think they actually dispersed, or they changed the name of the company. I don't think they're.
I think they're called Pelican now or something. Yeah, but they just changed their name.
Academy, they're called now.
Oh, got it. But there's a bunch of them. They're not the only ones. There's like a bunch of a bunch of mercenary groups in America.
20 to 30,000
Whoa.
Blackwater guys.
Wow.
That's like Wagner Group
That's
then.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's
And so
insane.
most of these people are made up of like ex-military.
Most are ex-military, yeah.
They just want to keep like. What's the motivation for someone from the U.S. military to want to be
So they like what they do.
Yeah.
Like they like being an operator, like being in the field. They like having cool tactical shit. But maybe they don't want to keep doing the missions of the country, and they'd rather be a person for hire.
And they get paid way more, right?
They get paid way more. They get to have a weapon of choice. You get to do all the fun shit that you used to do, but take away all the hard shit. So now you have like.
Because aren't they just mainly protecting the assets of like offshore businesses, oil base, or whatever the companies are contracted to be security?
Yeah, could be. So like, let's say like KFC's gonna build fucking locations in Iraq as they move the base forward. And then, like, let's say the main KFC guy's gonna go over there. He'll be protected by two.
Protected by 6 mercenary Blackwater guys.
Yeah.
And the recipe. They got the recipe in a briefcase.
With a handcuff and a briefcase.
Are there ever any missions where like military will have to team up with Blackwater or like private military?
Yeah.
What,
Sometimes
they fight side by side?
Yeah, if they don't have enough resources, they'll team up. They have to.
How's the sentiment between them? It's pretty cool still.
Chill. The buds.
A lot of them are like from like the same fraternity.
Merc.
Yeah.
Well, they're all from the same
stinking
fraternity. So they're like,
They're brothers.
they're brothers.
Ah.
Like you just do this. Like we were both SEALs. Now you just do the private stuff. I do this.
Because I was even reading how like those guys, even from European and those countries, all join them too.
Oh, so it's like an international like.
Yeah, because it's a private company.
And they probably need people.
And then
that
they'll
speak
get,
other
Like
languages.
French
and have-
legionnaires and shit.
Yeah. They have different
Special
connections.
ops from other countries.
That makes sense.
And apparently, a lot of their philosophies change about country loyalty after they go to war. And they go, "Oh, everyone's doing the same thing. Like everyone just has special ops in different countries. It's no good guy, no bad guy. Everyone's it's a war game."
Dude, that's the crazy thing that I found out about. Like when we were on tour, we had a security guy, and he was Marine, and then he did private, and then whenever we went to different countries, he had a guy always meet him at the airport, and he would give him a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Fucking nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's how the movies, bro.
And and he was like, yeah, this is very normal though. Like you just kind of keep.
Just have your own contact.
Yeah.
Or a locker filled with guns, and he gives it a key. And
Passports.
Wow.
yeah, dude.
That's so cool.
Inventory. And they got a computer guy who's just hacking in the mainframe.
Yeah.
He's got
Because he said he lives in Vegas actually, but then he said he's the American for another guy that'll come. Like he'll give him a gun. Like it's like a fucking thing.
It's a cool thing.
One of these things.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Right. They do it for each other all the time.
Can he get? Oh wow.
Damn.
What kind of gun is it? Does he say?
I don't know. I wouldn't know a fucking gun from a sword.
I only know Desert Eagle, right?
Dual wielded.
Gold Desert Eagle.
Could be a freaking Samsung remote for all I know.
For some scale, right? The what's kind of wild about what just happened? Russia has like 1 million soldiers, right? 1.15 million is the estimated amount. World's 5th largest military force. These 25,000 dudes just marched all the way up to Moscow.
And they were scared of them.
Exactly.
Well, those guys are probably all like former special ops, so they're like way more highly trained. Like usually it's like the higher level guys that do the mercenary stuff.
And Putin, 8 hours prior to the deal getting announced, Putin was actually giving a statement saying these guys are traitors. We're gonna fuck you up. We're gonna fuck you up hard. And then 8 hours later, he's like, it's all chill.
Yeah. It's all good.
Do you think we'll ever know the real freaking dialogue between that?
Yeah.
Never, huh?
Not for 20 years or something.
Because that might be misinformation too about like, oh, he planned it this way because he might have been like, oh shit, they can see how vulnerable we were. But then he can get out that news, be like, no, we planned it. And then he's like, guys, we got to get our act together.
He's like, you guys are really mad at us.
It's crazy that one of the world's superpowers almost had a coup. That's fucking crazy.
It was crazy too to see all the hardcore right wingers, like the guys who were basically like at all times like Putin needs to go, whatever, like Lindsey Graham's and all those guys, like the guys who are like, no matter what, Putin has to go, and we're gonna get Putin by exhausting him by doing this war. And then they're like basically popping champagne bottles early on Twitter and shit, being like, it's Putin's last day, let's get Putin's final days in office and all this shit. And then those guys all got wrecked like within hours. Shit. It's like global politics, like in the way that people started dunking on other people, shifted immediately the other direction.
It was so anticlimactic though. Mm-hmm. I thought there was gonna be like at least a resistance fight or something.
Wikipedia article of it?
No.
It literally says in the Wikipedia article, like, you know, Wikipedia always makes you put dates and times when things happened and stopped. So it'll, instead of saying like, coup began, coup ended, it just says reason for stopping, everyone went home.
So good.
That's so funny.
And they literally did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some of the Wagner guys just went home. Some of the Wagner guys went to Belarus. I don't know how any of that gets parsed out.
Yeah.
Me neither.
That's scary.
You know what blows my mind though? Like, in the world that we live in and the life we have here, it's hard enough to keep, to stay in the middle of all of your friends' political beliefs without losing them, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you're a fucking politician and you have to stay in the middle of these guys.
Oh man.
Like, it could mean death.
Yeah. They're gonna pull up to your house.
You have to like play nice with everybody. Fuck that, dude.
I know.
Or even like people that are on opposite sides publicly, but they're actually besties in real life.
Yeah.
But then on-screen debates, fucking hate them, they hate me, and then other photos surface like they've been friends for 2 decades. You're like, what the fuck?
I love seeing Obama with like George W.
Yeah,
Like playing golf. And I'm always like, yeah, exactly, dude.
And then everybody's on the Epstein list anyway.
They're all friends.
What if that's the reason they're hiding it? It's because they're gonna see that everyone's homies.
It's gotta be the reason. Because everyone's on the list. Even celebrities and people, like, dude. I think that's the real con, is like, they think, the saddest thing to me is like, whether you're Republican or Democrat, you really believe that those people are trying to help you.
Blows my mind.
That's very sad.
I don't think that at all.
What do you think?
I think they're there to help us. I think you guys are cynics. I think you guys are just.
We're jaded.
Yeah, you guys are jaded. You guys don't have faith in the fucking political system anymore.
Kalyne, right, Kalyne?
In the system? Oh no, I believe all politicians, I believe all government, all structures. Yeah.
I think the only group that was really trying to help is AAA.
Oh.
Honestly,
They're very helpful.
Yeah.
You call them, they come in 30 minutes, they fix your little tire.
If they were a political party, I'd trust them because they're way more efficient than the DMV.
Yeah. And who I don't trust? Salvation Army. So I don't.
Why not?
Oh, why not?
I just think they're liars too. I think they're.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I don't have any proof, but this is just a gut.
I agree because they're not even an army.
Yeah, exactly. This is how I do all my political
I go,
decisions. Just
where's the
gut.
vets at when I go there?
Exactly. They're just shaking
And I
bells
just
trying to
see
take my money,
I
dude.
see a bunch of old grandmas.
Yeah.